introducing, like I said, this gorgeous boy here and his brother Vandal, which is just down there. They're both 2 years old. This is as big as a devil will get. Some can get a little bit bigger depending on the area that they're found in, but this is the average size. Now, what I'm feeding him today is a bit of duck and rabbit. He loves his duck. So, luckily for us, these guys are what's called a scavenger animal, which means they'll eat basically anything they can get their little paws onto. They don't care if it has feathers, they don't care if it has nails or anything like that. They'll eat the whole part of the carcass. Now, just before I continue guys, please don't stick your hands or cameras or anything over this, especially with the GoPros on the stick. These guys are very inquisitive, so anything new that goes into their enclosure, especially when it's nice and shiny, they think it's a Christmas present. They love it. He can only jump up to about there, but in the off chance that he will, you will lose your camera or your hand. I can almost bet most of my money that he's been running around for the past 5 minutes or so. Yeah? So basically, around about now is when we feed our birds of prey or anything that eats meat, our carnivores. Now these guys have an incredible sense of smell. Like I said, they're scavengers. So they're not very fast, not agile, anything like that. So to make up for the lack of speediness or agility, they have an incredible sense of smell. They can smell about 3 kilometers away. So as soon as we start our 4 o'clock feed, he can smell the food. Now he gets really excited. He smells it, he knows it's here, he knows it's here somewhere. He's getting a bit impatient for it. He's running around his enclosure trying to find where the smell is coming from. Now the other reason why he's doing it is these guys are solitary animals, which explains why his brother and Saxon are not together. Even when it's family, they can get very aggressive towards each other. They prefer to stay well away from every other devil that there is. So yeah, you can only jump up to about there, but you gotta be nice and careful. So he's also trying to make sure that there's no other devils trying to sneak up and take his food. That's his food, that's his prize, and he can get very aggressive over it. And they usually, when Tasmanian devils get into arguments, go for the face or any other vital areas. Now it may look like he's very hungry, but these guys are what's called a gorge feeder. So basically they're a bottomless pit. They'll eat, and almost never get full. Now some people in captivity can confuse that with them always being constantly hungry. But it's just a natural instinct for them to eat as much as they can. If they see a carcass lying on the ground, they're definitely not going to walk past it. So like I said, just a natural instinct that anything they come across, they've got to eat. They've got to eat all of it. So you've got to be careful and got to make sure he gets a lot of energy, a lot of exercise. Sorry. Don't worry guys, I've got another piece I'll be able to chuck down there as well. So like I was saying, he will eat anything on a carcass and most likely will eat most of those feathers as well. Although it tends to leave it lying around a little bit. So if you're a bit squeamish, I wouldn't exactly recommend watching him eat. He doesn't exactly have table manners. So another reason to... So an awesome thing about the devils is they have an incredible jaw pressure. They definitely have the tools to hunt things, but they're not fast enough or agile enough to keep up with the animals. So his jaw pressure is equivalent to 6 or 8 pit bulls. It's the strongest in Australia of his size and 3rd in the world, so he does a really good job of it. Now that's the reason why I was saying to watch your arms and cameras, because he will definitely crunch down on them. Now usually he's just a bit inquisitive and just wants to smell and check things out, but you've always got to be nice and careful. Now an awesome thing with Tasmanian devils is they're a carnivorous marsupial, which means they're a carnivore that has a pouch like a kangaroo does. Now it doesn't get as big as some of the kangaroos in our walk-in area just back there. Some of them have massive pouches. If it got that big, he wouldn't be able to walk properly. So a Tasmanian devil female can give birth to up to about 40 young. Now that does sound a bit uncomfortable, but it's alright. The babies are only the size of a piece of rice, so it's not really painful for mum. Obviously it's a bit uncomfortable, but yeah, luckily they're not big babies. So what happens is, mum only has 4 teats in that pouch, and it's a very small pouch. So straight from day dot, it's survival of the fittest. First one to a teat wins, the rest become the baby food, unfortunately for them. That's just how they ensure that survival of the strongest DNA survives, and that they've got a better chance of continuing on then. Now once they hit about 28 days old, they develop really quickly. So they've got to be able to get out of that pouch, grab onto mum's back and not let go. If she's being chased by a predator of any kind, something with a good set of teeth, so. But discovered at night time. If you have a look at his ears, they're pretty pink now because he's a little bit excited. He's got his food, he's pretty happy now. But if he gets aggressive or it becomes in the breeding season where they also get aggressive, like I was saying, these guys are solitary animals and they can get very aggressive even during breeding season. As do the deed and run away as fast as possible before it kind of clicks in their heads and they're not meant to like each other. So can get very aggressive towards each other, and that's when their ears usually light up bright red. So flashing a torchlight on them, it can look like horns and does look very scary at times. They also have a very good set of teeth hanging over the side there that kind of look like fangs. And I'm not going to try and imitate it because I'll sound absolutely terrible. But for such a small animal, they give off a really deep sounding bark / growl. That also can be very scary considering they're discovered at night time as well. So they gave it the devil because it was the scariest thing they've seen in a couple of weeks. So he's a bit of a cutie pie, kind of. Well, not really, but he's cute anyway. So that's how he got his name. Now, does anyone have any questions at all?
Does it eat bone?
Oh, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Yes, he can eat bone. Yeah, no, we already fed him today. Well,